Hello guys, and welcome to another one of my Fortnite videos, upping the rarity of Machinist Harper that I have been saving from an event way back. And I'm sorry to all the new players out there, you ain't gonna get her. Oh no, it's gonna be a while before we're gonna be seeing her in the game again, unless they put her in for some like crazy thing in the event store. But this here is my pick for the ultimate constructor to use in the Survive the Storm missions, and in this video here I'm gonna be going through her and demonstrating some of her options. And as you can see here, her backpack and her glasses and all the goodies. So what kind of a constructor is Machinist Harper? Well, she is the one and only machinist. Oh yes, she is, and she is a constructor that people have been asking for in forums and whatnot ever since she was removed from the game. Her support bonus increases the durability of traps by 25%, so that in itself is really amazing for missions such as Survive the Storm. Besides that, she has the plasma pulse and she has a base that is pretty advanced. Damage resistance on structures, so that is a good thing. Electric floors and lofty architecture recycling on it. So alright, traps deal more damage in the base, great. Larger base, she has a decoy. Electrified floors, increased trap durability. Overclocked traps, alright, so faster reload on traps. She has the kinetic overload ability, and health of buildings in the base are increased, and then she has the now updated recycling ability, giving her a huge amount of resources. Again, massively important thing for the Survive the Storm missions. So for the Survive the Storm missions that we're getting now in 3.5, Machinist Harper, it's a win. Oh yes it is. Just going through her ability here for the tough traps, just for reference. This works in missions and I'm going to show you guys it in the missions. Nothing else about trap durability here, and just for reference, crafting a trap here, you can see durability 308. So now I have the hero selected. This is in my armory. Crafting another wooden floor spike, and it's just going into the stack. So this is not something where I need to be crafting traps with her and then taking them into the game with another character. No, it is when you place them in the game with this hero that it counts. So that is important, I feel. I'm using increased ability damage for her and power modulation for regenerating bases. That is how I like to play her. The first thing that I want to demonstrate with Machinist Harper is how large her base is, and that is going to be roughly the next 6 minutes of the video. So if you're fine by knowing this is a 4x4 base, then go ahead, make my day, as they say. It's gonna be another 5 minutes ish in the game. This here is how the ground level of the base extends. The metal area is the area covered by the base abilities. The upgraded iron parts are the ones where it extends the furthest. So this is what you get base while on the same level as where you have placed the actual base. You can move in different tiers, you can move upwards and downwards as well, and what this of course means is that you consume one segment by moving upwards one time, meaning that the ground floor extends a maximum of 4 tiles away, but if you move upwards, that counts as one, meaning that you can only move 3 segments away from where the base is on the second layer of your base. So this is to give you an idea about when you make really large bases, and you do that in Survive the Storm, at least you can, depending on your power level. I think if I'm playing carry missions, I will probably just be making small, but as you have been building a huge base, what you can do is go to your base, and every minute you're going to be raking in resources from the recycling ability, and that is another very, well, at least based on the previous, here we have the second tier of the base, so to say. This is the second level on top of the first level, again with the metal covering the part that is actually like included in the base defense, where we have all the goodies and traps are better. So this here is tier 2 of the base, and I'm going to be working on tier 3 here. And once again, what happens is that by moving upwards one time, we are reducing the size that can be covered by the base. And in terms of using constructors, only one base can occupy the same area at a time, and it is the first base placed that counts. So this is important. No overlapping, no doubling of abilities, and it is the first base that counts, not the strongest, the first one. You can place 2. Here we have the third tier of the base, so this here is level 3. If you have 2 bases and the first one is destroyed, the second one is of course gonna be like taking over the area. But having like this visual of how the base stretches out may also like allow you to see, if you're playing multiple constructors, how are you gonna be placing your bases to get the most out of your coverage. For instance, you can also experiment with having them on different heights. The top segment of the base really isn't covered by another layer, in that the actual walls that make the next tier consume that one remaining segment from the base, meaning that you can't even put a roof on the last walls here. You cannot even put one of these weird slant kind of things. This here is the absolute maximum half coverage of the base, because of course if you had it in the air you could make the same on the other side going downwards. So this here, guys, is the complete base coverage of Machinist Harper, the metal parts being everything that is covered by the base, getting the benefits from it, including the power modulation that I have as the tactical perk on the tactical hero supporting it. So everything here, the electrified floors, traps being stronger, firing faster, all that stuff is going on within this huge area here. And if you have a machinist, and I'm sorry, a lot of you guys out there won't be having a machinist unless they're going to be doing the surprise, you're all going to be getting this amazing constructor to play with in the Survive the Storm, because a lot of people really want it, and I do understand why, because she is amazing. She combines completely unique abilities from the better traps with the electrified floors, and you can slot in something such as power modulation for the regenerating bases as well. She is probably going to be my most played character during the Survive the Storm. This is guessing, we don't have it yet. I don't know how hard, how easy it's going to be. Perhaps I'm just going to go Outlander through it, but in terms of constructors, I do feel that Machinist Harper has everything to offer in terms of getting the most out of my traps, getting the automated things going on to like the highest degree. And the next thing I want to show you guys with her here, we're done with the base showing now, is first off here we have the electrified floors. You can see the amount of damage she does to these power level 100 fire element husks with the electrified floors abilities. Keep in mind I have 104 power level and I have a 20% increased ability damage as well. We're going to be one-upping this with these wooden floor spikes. They are power level 106, and so is Machinist Harper, and this is crazy constructor combination. You have husks moving slower in an area where they take damage every few seconds, and they take damage from these spiky floor traps as well. So this is like massive crazy, especially because we have a faster fire rate on these traps here due to the perks that are in the base. We can use them here as well, but they won't damage the husks as often, and we also don't get the base electrified floors ability on it as well. If you didn't notice it before, we have an increased durability on the spike traps here. They are now 397, so that is the bonus that we get for playing with Machinist Harper as well, and this is gonna matter, or at least if the Survive the Storm is anything like what we had in the previous iterations of the event, it is going to mean a great deal to have traps that last longer, unless you're gonna be playing with people that are going to be having propanes explode the entire area. Then yeah, I guess it doesn't really matter anything how much durability you have on the charges, so that's a thing, of course it is. I've tried to include a good spread of different husks, some being fire elements, some being normal, some being large, some being small, moving across these spiky floor traps here, and also in where the base is active, where we have all the buffs from Machinist Harper's base going on as well, to give you guys an idea about what the difference is when you place traps inside the base area and when you place it outside. Obviously you can't really see when the traps are firing and recharging faster in here, in that these are spikes that don't really change appearance, but I think you guys pretty much get the idea about what it means that it reloads faster. So I'm not gonna, I mean, I could have put up a trap that would like have a lamp or something, but you guys get the idea. Faster reload time, I'm pretty sure about that. Regardless, as you saw here, a 5k crit on the spiky floor traps. We had a few others there, and an important thing here is that this is area damage. When these damage ticks in, it is based on every husk that is on the tile where the trap is, so it actually works just as any other one tile trap, in that when it triggers, it hits everything on that tile at the same time, meaning that they're all gonna take this damage on top of the damage they take time-wise from the base. This is like the most amazing combination also for Survive the Storm, especially because you can actually just take advantage of the trap damage anywhere, especially now that we no longer use our stamina from running, meaning that we can go place our base where the spawn is and have husks take damage just by walking over wood if we want to. So that is another thing that makes her really interesting to select in terms of Survive the Storm, I feel so anyway. So many things that are super amazing, and I just showed you guys the decoy as well, something you can also use to lure husks onto things such as these wooden spikes, these floor wall spikes, and when they get there, and they're gonna be going there slowly because these damage and slow them, when the decoy stops lasting or it is taken out, they're gonna be moving slowly away while taking damage again. So like so many combo things you can do here in terms of using your abilities. The decoy is amazing against blasters as well. You can even use it against exploders. And another thing, when you try to empty out a base that is filled, it will just overflow onto the ground. Obviously I wanted to include some bit more real gaming with Machinist Harper for you guys as well. Here I am playing a multiplayer game actually in for a legendary trap transform schematic, and we have a mimic on top of blaster and smasher all ganking towards us. Yes, they are only power level 70. This is in Canny Valley. What I really wanted to include here is just that normally when I play, even though I'm power level 104 and I am like pretty much done with the game, this doesn't mean that I always play in power level 100 maps. For the most part I play in 82 or 88 or 94 unless I'm specifically farming resources for my traps and weapons. So even though I am able to play in the highest level of the game, I don't always have enough variety in terms of missions or good enough rewards there. So I play in a whole like broad spectrum of levels matching up with the end game, which also means that games such as this here where, hey, Neo Infinity, we are into farm a little bit of group trap transform schematics, pretty amazing stuff. The important thing about this here though is that in a casual mission, in a normal mission, as you can see here, I don't have a good base coverage. Not even here where we have the epic mini boss coming towards us, meaning that for a normal styled mission, I probably wouldn't use Machinist Harper unless I was just about to make a video about her, because I do feel her abilities are so optimized towards doing something such as the scavenger event or the survive the storm, where you need to last for a long time, you need to really manage your resources. But playing normal missions, I don't really feel that the recycling ability has any like real place there, because we're stashed up on resources, get thousands from expeditions. It's not really a thing. And the increase in trap damage, well, let's face it guys, I mean, I'm playing with 106 and 130 power level traps in power level 70 missions, so it is already like at a capped kind of level where I don't need 30% additional damage from my traps. The durability isn't important in normal maps either, because we don't have that long waves. I mean, with my spiky floor traps that have 300 attacks on them, do I really need that to be almost 400 attacks? No, it doesn't matter. We're going to be defending for 7 minutes there. I'm not going to be using all the durability it is important for. A storm shield defense, perhaps, you know, the last ones, the big ones, and it is important for the events that are really, really long, but for normal game styles, her abilities are really not that important, I feel anyway. And this is of course all I can share. She is amazing for events. She's probably the best hero out there for the Survive the Storm, because, just recapping here guys, recycling number one, making sure that you have an abundance of resources throughout the entire Survive the Storm mission, super important. Electrified floors, great passive non-cost damage over time to anything on any level of your base, from flingers to charging things, everything takes damage every second. Note the decoy here by the way guys. Yeah, sorry. Besides that, getting more out of your traps, making sure that you have the durability on the traps to last throughout the entire Survive the Storm, super important. And of course, if you are going to be playing with loads of traps, then why not have them deal as much damage as possible and have them work as fast as possible in terms of their reload time, because they're going to be coming husk after husk after husk after husk after husk. That guys was what I had to share in this video here. Machinist Harper, crazy rare hero from an event that you won't be able to get for a long time unless they do some kind of ninja stuff. I hope you guys enjoyed. As always, thank you very much for watching. If you have other constructors you would like me to dig into, put it down there. I don't have the mythic at this time, but besides there, I'm pretty covered, I think. Anyway, as always, thank you very much for watching.